You ask yourself, why would I use a pour-in fuel system cleaner? Why not just get the problem fixed? Well, great question. This is my answer. At least this is why I did it. It helped me isolate the problem. I didn't know if it was an ignition issue. I didn't know if it was an air issue. I didn't know if it was a fuel issue. When I poured one of these cleaner ins, any of the cleaners, my goal was to be able to determine if it was a fuel problem. These things clean the injectors, the throttle body, not the throttle body, the injectors, the carburetor, the combustion chamber, the valves. If you have water in your gas, it helps dry the gas out. They do a lot of things. And so that would help you to determine what area to tackle. So that's why I chose one of these. They're nice and cheap. Anybody can pour it in. I've had an occasion where it's turned off a check engine light and I was able to get my car smoked. There's a lot of them on the market. Do they work? Do they clean? Which one cleans the best? What do they clean? In today's video, this is what I'm talking about. I've used 10 different cleaners and I'm gonna give you my results based on cost, based on did they work, based on how long they worked. So spoiler, they did work. Few of them work better than others. Let's get started. Here's one of the reasons why I think you should use a pour-in fuel treatment system cleaner. Right here is my Jag XJ, and it was hesitating and idling extremely rough, and I was actually losing power on the street. So I really didn't know what the problem is. The check engine light hadn't come on yet, or maybe you don't even have an OBD scanner like I do. So what I did, I poured in the fuel treatment system cleaner. I don't have it right here because I don't want to show you which one that I like yet. And when I poured it in, the car ran better. My Jag ran better. So that let me know it has something to do with the fuel system. It actually turned out to be the fuel pressure sensor. It actually turned out to be the fuel pressure sensor, and one of my fuel injectors was bad. Then I just did a tune-up to just make sure everything works. Now it works fine. So because I poured in the fuel system cleaner, the car ran a little better. It let me know something was wrong with the fuel system. Now, some people have said, hey, these little pour-in mechanics in a bottle, they don't work. I understand that, and some people have even attacked me. Let me give you a little history of my skill set. I have taken an engine out before. I've put an engine back in. I have rebuilt multiple transmissions, and I've just swapped out transmissions. I've done rear ends, I've done differentials, I've done shocks, struts, brakes, the general maintenance, fuel injectors. So I've done a lot. So anytime you come across a new tool, and that's all I'm saying these pour-in fuel treatment systems are just tools to help you fix the problem, then why not use it? Right here, these are the 10 fuel system cleaners that I bought. No company has sponsored, no company gave me a discount, a deal. Companies don't even know that I'm making this video. This is just me doing it for you. This is something that I wish was done for me. They're in no particular order. These are the ones that I bought and I tested, and by tested, I mean I put them in my vehicles, and if there was an improvement, that's my test. You might ask yourself, why would I use a pour-in fuel system cleaner and not just fix the problem? That's a good question. Complete fuel system gasoline treatment, valve and combustion chamber cleaner, phase separation and fuel stabilizer, UCL, which is upper cylinder lubricant, fuel pump and injector cleaner, water remover, gas dryer, octane booster, and gas treatment. There's a few reasons why I didn't do it. There's a few reasons why you might not do it yourself. One, these cost anywhere from $4 to $12. So right there, the cost savings is significant. If you got to go to the dealer and have all your injectors replaced, I mean, that can be hundreds, if not into the thousands. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, this can help you isolate the problem. Let's say your car is hesitant, it doesn't have the same amount of power, it shakes. You pour one of these in and that problem gets addressed, then that's going to help you narrow down what areas you should focus on, what areas you should tackle. Now, since we're on cost, since I just said the dealer, let's actually break that down. Right here, I'm holding a fuel injector. This fuel injector, well, depending on your car, a fuel injector can cost anywhere from $40 to $200. If you have an 8-cylinder vehicle, you're talking $320 up to $1,600. Where again, they might not fix the problem, but they can get you by until you have the means to fix it. We've seen these things. This is a little man-made, homemade DIY where it's an injector cleaner. You put the injector, take the injectors off your car, put the injector on this side, you put some injector cleaner on this side, you attach your injector to a battery, turn it on, push the cleaner, and it cleans your injector. Now, that is probably the best way to do it if there's nothing wrong with your injector, but the skill set, the time that it takes to do that, everybody doesn't have that time or that skill. You pour one of these in, they just address your problem. Matter of fact, this gum out high mileage, I had a check engine light was on and it was time to get my car smogged, of course. And I poured this in and it turned off the smog. I mean, it turned off the check engine. Since we were talking about price, let me break these down. This gum out high mileage is $5.88. You get 8 fluid ounces. You have the B12 Chem tool. These prices were what I paid when I bought them. I don't know what they are now. This Berman B12 Chem tool was $2.35. This one you get 15 ounces. You have the Lucas. Lucas is 5.25 ounces. This was $3.83. You have the Ricelone Complete Fuel System. This was $8.88. This is the most expensive one. You have the Seafoam, $6.97. This is 16 ounces. On the Ricelone, this is 16.9 ounces. This one's pretty cool because it's 2 sides and it gives you a little pour spout. Then you have the Duralube, the Duralube is the most expensive. It's $10.97 and this is 16 fluid ounces. You have the Chevron Tech. This is $4.94 and this is 12 fluid ounces. And then the Gum Out Regain Complete, this was $6.97. So that's how much each one cost individually. And I said that they all worked. Now, I didn't talk about this little cheap one. I got this one for the 99-cent store. This is Super Tech, 6 fluid ounces. I bought this one because I just wanted to see if this little cheap one worked as good as the most expensive one. And that was the reason why I went and purchased all these and I tried all these out. I wanted to know which one was the best so I can make this video just for you guys. Now, with that being said, this Ricelone right here, this one worked the best for me. I poured it in, it started working within a mile. Within 1 mile, my car would hesitate. I would come to a light and it would be a little hesitant. I poured this in and within 1 mile, the hesitation was smoothed out and it lasted 2 full tanks. So I poured this in one time. I got 2 full tanks. The power was there. There was no hesitation. And then it would come back. So I had to keep using these. Now, I said earlier that it won't fix the problem. That's not 100% true, but it does depend on what your problem is. For me, it was just my injector was dirty. And I knew that because I poured these in and it isolated my problem. So I knew that it was my injectors. I poured in the Rogaine complete system. We went up north. I live in Southern California. We went up to Northern California, which is about 400 miles each way. And I poured this in 3 times. Going and coming back, I used 3 of these. That was 2 years ago and 0 hesitation. So if you pour these in and you go on a long road trip, at least based on my personal experience, I think they're going to clean it out. And it cleaned it out for me. Now, on my Escalade, the one that this turned the check engine light off on, I actually did replace the injectors, and I'll show you that. That's a monster job. And if you go to the dealer and you have them even professionally clean them, I mean, you're talking in the hundreds. So if you want to just go to the gas station, pick up one of these, throw it in there, every fill up, they're going to make a difference. They're going to make a difference. I'm going to read on just one of these because it depends on what your symptoms are. Let's see. This says this cleans the intake valve system. This gets rid of corrosion. This cleans the combustion chamber, indirect and direct fuel injectors. It fights ethanol damage, maintains fuel economy, cleans fuel system, prevents deposits, and restores horsepower. I mean, obviously, they're going to say all that. But from my personal experience, each one of these worked. If I had to recommend one, it would be this rice loam, then the gum outs. The Duralube, it worked, but for the price, it didn't work that much better than any of the other ones. So for me, again, the rice loam, and then the gum out, the Regains. Really liked both of these. And I know Lucas is very popular, but for me, maybe it just wasn't what I needed fixed. But you know, your Lucas, it works on gas or diesel. Your Seafoam, it works on gas, diesel. Your Seafoam, it just cleans everything. But you do have to this is diluted, so you just pour a little bit in. Again, for me, you just go with one of these, the gum out or the rice loam, in my opinion, and you should have some decent results. Now, I know that really wasn't scientific, but I'm not a scientist. I'm just somebody that has an issue and I'm trying to fix it. Now, some people might say, well, this is the easy, the cheap way, the sucker way, bottle and mechanic, won't you just fix it? Well, let me give you a little bit of information about me. I have rebuilt a few transmissions, I think 5. I've taken an engine out. I've done rear ends. I've done transfer cases, shocks, brakes, tune-ups, injectors, head gaskets. I've done pretty much everything you could do on a car. So it's not because of lack of knowledge. It's not lack of time. It's just if there's an easier way that can fix your problem, why not go that route first? You can always go and buy new injectors. You can always go to the dealer. But if there's something that you could just buy, pour in, and you're going to get some results, why not do that? So it's not because I don't know how and I don't have the time. It's just these are an easier route. I'm going to sum it up with this. If you don't have the time and or money plus the resources to fix a fuel system issue, then one of these, or this one is a good alternative to a temporary fix, and if you get lucky like I did, a long-term fix. If your car is hesitating, if it's shuddering, if you have a loss of power, maybe you want to try one of these. Like I said, they're anywhere from $3 up to $11, and you get your answer within a mile or two. Again, this particular one, this Rise Loan complete fuel system, was my favorite. You have two sides. I think one is a cleaner and one is an additive. I don't really know, but I know when I pour it in a mile, the car was as smooth as it ever been. Plus, with the little pour spout, it actually helps to go in. This ended up saving me hundreds of dollars, if not into the thousands. The car still runs great, and that's been over 2 years ago. So this is my winner, but any one of those worked. The gum outs, that's the one that turned the engine off. So that's all I got. I know it wasn't scientifical, but I'm not a scientist, and I'm just telling you which one I poured in, which one lasted the longest. Again, it was this one, and if you want links to this particular one or any of the other ones, I'll do my best to put them in the description below. As usual, I appreciate your time. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Be sure to get back at you. You guys stay blessed.